Good morning, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world, the world away, and we're now going to be doing stage 72 of issue 20 of Hero Collector's release of Build the Ghostbusters Ecto-1. Now, as you can imagine, yesterday we did the hinge for the bonnet. Today we're going to be doing the hinge for the other side and we're going to be fitting it to the car. So I'm counting on me not making any mistakes like I made yesterday and not breaking any springs or pinging off in all directions. In fact, today's going to be a masterclass in how to put those springs on absolutely perfect. Fingers crossed. Let's show you what we've got to do. So once again, as you see, we're going to be making these hinges exactly like we did last time. When we get to this stage, you see it's showing us the spring with it down. We don't want to put the spring in that way. We want to open this up and put the spring in. Then we're going to be mounting the spring to the bonnet here and then mounting the bonnet inside the massive vehicle we got here. So I will lie that down on a towel. We do have a plate in this issue, as you can see there, which we're not going to use in this stage. Now tomorrow I am going to be doing two parts together. So here we're going to be doing part 73 tomorrow. And we are going to be doing part 74 tomorrow, which is just a lot of trim and stuff for the bodywork of the vehicle. Now, if you want to get this for yourself, I'll put the link down here. If you're in the UK, follow the UK link. If you're in the US, follow the US link. It tells Hero Collector and Eagle Moss you've come from the World Away website. You can get this all the way from pack 1 and build up to the stage that I'm up at the moment. So, without further ado, let's get cracking. So we're going to be mirroring what we did for the hinge last time. So we need this section here. All these sections are in metal. These are actually labelled with an R, so we know it's the right hand side hinge. Looking like that. The difference between these, once again, this one's got a tab on the side there. This one that looks similar has got a tab on the bottom. We want the one with the tab on the side. And we're going to be attaching that to the lug and hole that's right at the end there. So it's going to be going this way round like that. And it's going to be held in with a BM screw. There's me saying it's got an R on it. It's actually got an L on it. So I had to put my glasses on to notice that. So don't panic. As long as the piece looks like this, you know you're going right. So the whole assembly of this is going together a lot easier when you do drop your screws in just a little bit of oil, just to help them go in. So I'm going to line this up here. Put the screw in. And screw that all the way down. And once again, you want to, that almost went into my finger then, not a good start. You want to tighten it so that it has got resistance but can keep itself in place just like that. We're then going to take this section and we're going to be holding it that way around because that's the way it's actually going to go onto the other side here on the hole. Once again, we're going to be holding that in with a BM screw. So that screws in. I'm just going to tighten it up again. Just as tight as we did the last one again, as you can see. Hold its own weight in there like that. We're then going to put the other side of these with the little ratchet on with this section facing out. That's just going to go onto the end of this section here. It's just going to go into the hole like that. Once again, held in with a BM screw. Just like that. Once again, make that nice and tight. That's perfect. You can see that now holds its own in there like that. So then we're going to take the base looking like that. We're going to be putting this just underneath there. So that looks kind of like that. And then we're going to be taking this section here. And we're going to be putting that into the hole on this side of the ratchet. And it's going to go through that one as well. So it's actually going to go through 3 points. So I've just lined up the two holes there. Put the third piece on like that. And all of that's going to be held in with a big QM screw. Now I'm going to put that in some oil. And it's probably best to actually just drive the screw through first on these parts. Just like that. And then screw that all the way through all of them together. Making sure it's nice and tight. So when it's in, it should look just like that. We're going to do the same on the other side now. So what we're going to do is we're going to close this up over to this side here, so that they match together, and then we're going to push this section here that we made before just over to the other side here, so it goes through that hole. And then once again we're going to drive a QM screw through all 3 of those pieces. Once you've got that lined up, just put that in again as hard as you can get it. The oil does make this a lot better, and to be honest with you, the oil is probably just lubricating this part up as well. So I mean, obviously I will wash that off afterwards, but I do think it's going to help just to lubricate those gears up. So now this whole thing, as you can see, can move quite freely like that. Now we want this to be in the fully open position now because we've got the dreaded spring. So the round side of the spring, let's see if we can get it right this time, is just going to go over this section here, and it should hold itself in, and then we're going to be putting the other section here just over this side here. So no cuts this time. I'm going to take my tweezers. I'm only just going to take one side this time, I think. Push it over, slide it down, and hopefully it will hook over the end of that section just there. Just like that. Oh my god, look, it went in first time. So there we go. That's the spring in. I'm so happy that works this time. So now I'm going to be laying down my towel here because we're going to be putting this hinge just into this side here. And once again, that's going to be held in with RM screws. So I've got them here. Drop it in a little bit of oil. I'm going to turn it round so you can actually see me putting this in. And here's the first screw. Just enough to keep that in. Put one in the other side. And then once both of these are in, we're actually going to mount this to the car. This is the second side here. And get this in as tight as you can get it because you don't want no wobble in the bonnet section. And there we go. That is absolutely secure, looking just like that. Right, let's bring over the main frame of the vehicle, and we're going to be offering the bonnet up to these two holes here and here. So I'm just lifting up the first side here to line everything up, and these are going to be held in on this side here with DM screws. So I've got one here, and I'll just put the first one in just to hold it into place for a second, and I should be able to just let it go a little bit. Excellent. And put one in the other side. Now I'm not making any of these tight at the moment until I've lined them up to ensure that the bonnet is actually square. So I've done two on that side, but they're very loose, and now I'm going to do the two just on the other side here. That's the first one in. This is the second. And then I'm going to tighten them all up as hard as I can get them. So when that's in, turn it over just like that. We should be able to just put this bonnet down just like that. Absolutely perfect. And probably show you best on the side camera there. That's what that looks like. So once again, bonnet released, opens, bonnet closed, looking just like that. That was easier than the last one, wasn't it? The only problem I think I've got at the moment, and it's very hard to see, is I think the gap on this side is slightly less than the gap on this side. But we'll see what the trim looks like when that's in over the top of that. But I can't see any way to adjust this bonnet, I have to say. So I'm guessing it is what it is. But looks really nice, operates good, keeps itself up. Very happy with that. So basically with this section here and the section that we've got left in the pack, that's all there is to do in that stage. Now, unlike other builds that I've done for this, I can't see any way you would change any orientation of that bonnet. So when it's in, it's basically in where it needs to be. So I'm guessing when we actually put the plates on for the car, if there's any warp or any twist in those frames which are causing the gap, I'm sure they're going to pull together. But I mean, it's just me being really fussy, to be honest with you. But as I said, it works absolutely perfectly, and I'm glad this video has gone really smooth. Now, as I said, tomorrow we're going to finish this off. We're going to finish off back 20, put the frames on, put the wing on as well, see what it looks like, and then we're all done. If you really like that video, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, and 50% of you haven't subscribed, so if you don't mind, do us a favour, click that subscribe button. You'll be notified every time a new video is released. Anyway, other than that, take care.